Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we got something cool, a little bit different. I haven't done a boat for a long time. But this is the FEILUN FT011 racing boat, water boat. Now I've done I think it was the FT12, I believe it was, a while back. And I was really impressed with FEILUN's ability to give you power, speed, and durability. And everything worked great in their last boat I reviewed. So I really was anxious to review another product from them. I'm also in review of actually their first racing quadcopter as well, and that one looks pretty good. So check out the channel for some more products from them. But basically today it's all about this brushless high-speed RC racing boat from them. Now this one looks bigger than the last boat I did. It looks significantly larger than the other one. So this will be interesting. But what I'm doing today is, since this box is so large, I'm unboxing it in the living room, and then immediately after this I'm going to go ahead and take everything into the shop and get some high definition, really in-depth video with the other camera so we can really inspect everything about it, set it all up. Then I'm going to take it out to some water and do some running in the water. This has a flip function, auto flip, so if it flips over, all you do is hit the throttle and it should right itself and you can continue on. So definitely going to be testing all that out as well. Cool thing about this is it's 4S. The other one I think was 3S. The original FT12 was 3S. Looks like it's got some great quality components here, and I wouldn't have thought anything less from FEILUN. They've got some really good quality products. So far it looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and just take this out of the box, and then we'll quickly get over back to the bench with an in-depth inspection and setup. Wow, so carbon fiber. Wow, this is reminding me of a quadcopter. Interesting. And I'm sure you can guess which quadcopter this is reminding me of. You may have seen a review of the X380. Very popular X380 quadcopter that I've reviewed on my channel. Oh yeah guys, and don't forget that this will be down in the links will be down in the description where you can pick this up, and you can also check out the other review I did on their FEILUN's other boat and a bunch of other videos. So check out the channel, I think you'll like that. But anyway, here's the manual, and here's the boat. Look at this thing. This thing is awesome. This is giant. So taking off the front and back there. I'm just going to set the boat down real quick. Wow, this thing is cool looking. Can't get over how neat this thing looks. Charger, plug, charger for the battery. And let's see, nothing else in here. So this box should have all of the other components in it. See what we got. So it looks like the controller's on this side. Excuse my excitedness ripping everything open, but this thing looks cool. Alright, that box is empty. And let's just take this out of the bag real quick. We can get a quick little look at this before we get back to the bench with our more in-depth inspection. So it looks very similar to the other FT012 boat. Let's just open that up. Yeah, so very similar. It's got that thing there. We'll go more in depth in all this stuff. I just want to get it out of the box and see how everything looks. I might as well just open this up too as well. I usually open up the smaller boxes on the bench, but I'm just going to open this one up here just to see what we get. I'm hoping they give us a stand. Yes. Okay, cool. So we get a boat stand, extra propeller, nose cone so it doesn't damage the nose, grease. Wow, 3 extra propellers. Plus there's one on the boat. Grease, wrenches, all kinds of stuff. So awesome. This thing is going to be a blast to review. And here's the boat. So you can see how big this thing is. Definitely a step above the other one. I think the other one was about that long, and so this one looks like it's like 7 or 8 more inches longer. Plus it's 4S, so this thing's going to be fast. Just an initial quick little inspection before we get back on that inspection bench is it looks durable. It looks like they've upgraded some of the components, and I can't get over how cool this carbon fiber body cover looks. You may have heard me mention in the beginning, it reminds me of a quadcopter, and this reminds me of the X380 simulated carbon fiber paint job, which I love. This thing looks really cool. Anyway, let's get this back over to the inspection bench and just get over there right now, get the camera on it, get some really close-up, in-depth looks at this thing, set this thing up, and then take it out to the water and do some great testing with the pros and cons and stuff. Okay, so I got the FT011 or FT11 beast of a boat over here on the bench now, and I'm going to take a closer inspection of it. I'm going to take it all apart, make sure we can get a nice close-up view of everything and kind of go through the components and inspect it all. So just your basic charger and power cable. This is it's kind of hard to see because it's reflecting, but this is a 4S charger here, basic charger, very simple balance charger, and Euro plug. Looks like we're going to need some adapters on this one to adapt it to US if you live in the US. And you can pick that adapter up on like eBay for a couple bucks or wherever. And I'm just going to throw together this little stand here real quick. Super simple. All you're doing is pushing in the parts here. Looks like this just pushes in there, and then this one, same thing on the other side. Pushes in like so. And done. Now you have a boat stand that you can mount it on. Just like that. So you got a nice viewing stand of your boat when not in use. And I believe we went over these already in the living room, but I'm just going to go through them again. So three extra propellers aside from the one that's already on the boat, which is awesome. Drive shaft grease, you don't want to grease that after a couple runs. A wrench, a few grub screws to take apart to replace the ones if you lose them out of your drive shaft, an Allen wrench, and a regular wrench for working on the craft. So just like the other boat I reviewed from these guys, pretty much the same stuff in the package. And let's go over the remote real fast before we do go ahead and open up the boat and check out the boat. Looks like we're going to need a screwdriver to open up this controller. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to need to put that one back in since it snaps in pretty good. But anyway, we've got 6 AA batteries we're going to need to put in this thing. And yeah, it does snap in nice and tight. Anyway, so basic trigger type controller for RC cars and boats and everything. So you've got your forward, your reverse, and if it was an RC car, it would also be brake. And it's actually got a nice rubber sticky surrounding here, so it feels nice and grippy here on the wheel. It feels nice and sturdy and solid. There's our antenna, 2.4 gigahertz, and just gonna pop this open. A little tough to open up, but not too bad. So let's see what we got. On/off switch. We got our steering trim. If you're in like nice flat water and you're going straight and for some reason it's pulling in one direction, go ahead and pull this to the left or right, and without any input on the steering, and it should go straight as long as there's no wind or wave influence on the boat. It should go straight if it's in calm water. And then you actually have your steering kind of gain here on the bottom, where if you're going really fast, you don't want it to turn really fast, you want it to turn slower, so you can turn that down or up. Basically your steering gain. If you're going really slow, if you're going a little bit slower and you want to turn really fast and you want to just go lock to lock, turn this all the way up and it'll turn really fast. But if you do that when you're going super fast, like full throttle, and you have this gain all the way up, it's probably going to turn and flip over, or it's not going to be as easy to control. So you're going to want to play with that at different speeds you're going. That's basically it for the controller. Pretty simple as long as it works. So now let's go ahead and get into the FT011 and just pull this thing apart and see what it's all made up of. I'm already excited in it looking like it's the same high quality as the FT012 I previously reviewed.
The only difference I'm seeing is it's got these metal things. I forget what these are called in the boat world, but it's saying in the directions that these are something like spray guards. But I know in the real marine world on full-size boats, these actually help the boat to kind of get up on a hydroplane faster than if you didn't have these. Like when you full accelerate, if you didn't have these, it would go like until it get going really fast, and then it would start going flat. But with these, they kind of extend the pressure on the water out a little bit, so it gets up on its hydroplane a little faster. Anyway, really durable looking stainless steel shaft here. It's got the plastic propeller, which they give you 3 more in there to replace. We have our rudder here, which is driven by the servo inside, and we've got, you know, this nice silicone seal sleeve here, which looks like won't let any water in there. All nice brass and stainless steel components. This is basically a water-cooled boat, so the water's gonna, from the speed of the boat, it's gonna push the water in here, and it's gonna go into the cooling system around the motor and cool the motor and the electronic speed control. And then we have these stabilizers here, these plastic stabilizers that they had on the other version of the boat, the smaller version I reviewed. Same thing, and these things are gonna keep it going, tracking straight when you're going really fast. These things seem to work really well. So you're going to want to leave those on for sure. Anyway, everything looks super high quality. I wouldn't have expected less from FEILUN. They have really good quality boats. Really impressed. Over here on this side here, this is where the water is going to exit out of that pipe cooling system, and it should spray out faster as you get faster speed going on the boat when you're in the water. And then we have this nice, I mean, look at this carbon fiber top shell. This thing, you couldn't have asked for a nicer top shell. It almost looks like how the XK did their X380 quadcopter that I also reviewed, how they have this simulated carbon fiber look, just really beautiful looking. And then over here they've got the, this is like a drain plug. If you do get water in it, you can just pop this open and then turn it on the corner like that and drain some of the excess water out if you don't want to take off the whole hatch here. But let's go ahead and take off the hatch, the top hatch, and see what it looks like inside. Alright, so you're just opening that lever, and then it's basically got a little notch here that goes in first, and then you can lift that up. And then it's got a secondary plastic seal here, and this is where you've got to unclip all of these guys and then pull off that plastic seal. And it does have a nice kind of foam seal around it here, so it shouldn't let much water in at all. You know, the FT011 that I previously reviewed did let some water get in, and I think part of it was coming in this seal, so I'm hoping they improved on this seal, but we'll definitely be testing how much infiltration of water gets in when we do our lake test, our running test, which will be coming up pretty soon in a next video for this guy. This one's just the initial inspection, unbox inspection and setup. So let's see what we got in here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Alright, quality looking electronics in here. So we've got over here, we can see we have our steering servo, so that when that rudder is moved back and forth, or this will actually move the rudder back and forth when you give it some input on the steering servo on your radio. And then we've got marine silicone, really quality stuff to seal all the components in here so that you know, nothing gets infiltrated or anything. It looks like they actually one-upped the other previous versions with some marine silicone around the drive shaft. So that's not going to get any leaking in there either. So that's good. I don't think the other version I reviewed had this nice glob of silicone to seal that outer drive shaft there. And we can see the drive shaft coming down. It's got this brace here. And then it goes into like this dog bone setup. Then we have our brushless motor, able to handle the 4S. And on this brushless motor, right on the back of it is this cooling heat sink mounted up. It's like a nice aluminum quality heat sink where the water's going to come in the bottom, it's going to pass through, and then it's going to go out the top, and then it's going to go into the ESC, which is up front here, electronic speed control, and it's going to go through the electronic speed control heat sink, and it's going to exit out this pipe here, and then that's going to get the warm or hot water. It's going to exit out the side here, and so it's going to be a continuous water cooling system. You can see we have some bullet plugs here connecting the ESC to the motor. We've got this little red light here. I'm sure this will light up when we have connection to the transmitter. So this is basically a receiver and an electronic speed control built into one unit here. Then we have our power plug here. This is a Dean's plug. Looks like a quality Dean's plug. And then here's our 4S battery. So we're getting a 2200 milliamp hour 4S battery. Wow. So this thing should have some yank. When we're driving this thing, I'm expecting this thing to have a lot of power. Looks like it's a little tough to get out right now. I'll just leave it in there for now. But it's a 30C 22 milliamp 4S battery, man. So that is definitely going to be a lot of power. This thing looks like it needs power to push it because it's so big. It's got these nice little Velcro straps already in place to hold it in. 2 Velcro straps, so that thing is not moving anywhere. And you know, I don't think you're going to want to be putting a bigger battery in here. It looks like it's just the perfect largest size you're going to want to put, because the edge of the battery here is almost touching the inside here, and you don't want it any higher. That's going to be pushing the seal away, so you don't have water infiltration in there. Then they have this silica decusant pack, which I don't know, maybe I'll just leave that in there in case some moisture gets in. Unless a lot of moisture gets in, it's going to flood that thing. But anyway, really good design. It looks like it's going to be working really well. Everything's nice and tidy in there. On the other side of the battery, we have, of course, it has a balance plug, so you can balance your battery, and then a Dean's connector to accept this male portion here. So everything looks quality. I mean, like I said before, I would not expect any less from FEILUN. They seem like they're doing really good. Quality components. The other boat I reviewed was top notch. Here's the bottom hole here. We've got screw holes throughout the bottom hole, just white bottom hole here. Okay, so I just found the nose guard. It was sitting in the box there, but this one's interesting. They actually changed it up a little bit from the FT011, where it's got this kind of ball on the end, I guess, to take some really hard impacts. The other one was just kind of a softer material, and it was just a point. But this one looks like it's really going to take some hard impacts. It's actually a harder silicone material, and it's just got this big knob here in the front. So I guess people were really ramming it hard and still breaking it through the other version of this. But all you do is you push it on, and then you just kind of want to make sure that this little tab goes right into this hole. And that thing is on there super solid. Just in case you do go full blast and hit something, it shouldn't crack the hull. Anyway guys, this thing looks super awesome. In the next running video, I'm going to go take it at kind of a large pond or lake in this area, and I'm going to be doing some really thorough testing in it, see what the range is like. I'm expecting this thing to be crazy fast. And it also has a self-righting feature where if it flips over, you give it a shot of throttle and the thing will just flip itself back over and you can continue on. So if it's anything like the last one I reviewed, the FT012, I have no doubt this is going to be awesome. So anyway guys, when that video is ready, I'll go ahead and have that card will be popped up here, and you can click on that anytime to see the running video in the water. Maybe getting that up pretty soon, probably in the next week. And so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can follow this review. And I do a lot of reviews on quadcopters, boats, RC cars, action cameras, all kinds of stuff. So go ahead and check out the channel. I think you'll like it. Anyway guys, I hope you like this initial unboxing, inspection, and setup. Beast of a boat here. It's going to do really well. So Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.